Alright, so this is my 55-gallon tank, fresh water. I've pretty much got a slew of tetras in here. It's a relatively new tank. I just switched my 30-gallon over to this one. It is a planted tank. And here's what's going to be fun. Most people will tell you that you cannot grow plants with basic sub lighting, whatever stock lighting your tank came with. This came with just the LEDs, as you can see. When I first had to plant everything back into it, my Anubis struggled for a little bit because it had been out of the water while we were switching tanks. So I had to trim quite a few dead leaves off. But as you can see, it's only been a month since I had to trim all those leaves off. There's 2 new leaves coming up on my Anubis. This Anubis is on a long piece of driftwood that we literally just picked up out of the riverbed. I just bought this Anubis congenus, I think is how they say it, and the bacoba or moneywort beside it, and they seem to be doing really well. This one's already got a new leaf on it. Now, anybody that knows anything about Anubias, they grow really, really slow, or they're supposed to, and mine seem to do really, really well. Here's another congenesis. I've had the 2 Amazon swords back there for about a month, and so far they're doing pretty good. I've got 1 leaf with a little bit of a spot on here. I need to trim that off. That's not too bad considering that, you know, it's still getting used to my tank. And then I have this. It's supposed to be a ruffled sword, and this one. There's my beta. That's Captain America. Anyways, this little ruffled sword here, as you can see, it's getting pretty big. When I first put it in the tank, it was just not even an inch tall. It was just a baby, what had survived from the mother plant. I'd had a bout of ick a while back, a long time ago, and some of the plants just did not survive my salt treatments, of course. Anyways, my substrate is almost completely play sand. There is a little bit of black aquarium sand. One of them originally, a long time ago, was about 3 years ago, was a plant sand. And that one is mixed in there, but of course, you know, it's pretty old, so I'm certain there's no real nutrients in it. I have this sort of shiny black sand capping it. It's just regular black aquarium sand. I like the black, but of course it does eventually get mixed in with the play sand. I've got a couple of the little pods here, the little bulbs that I just got. They're kind of to fill the upper area of the tank while my other stuff grows, which does seem to be doing really well. And I've recently added hair grass. As you can see, these little short things of hair grass, they're surviving. They're just starting to get past that melting stage, and I'm working on trimming a little bit of it. I don't know if it's going to really do well or not. And then I just bought these micro swords, this long grass-like stuff here, and you can see that's maybe 2 inches tall already, and I guess that's about as tall as it gets. And so I'm kind of seeing how it's going to do, because as I understand, you can't have any foreground, any lawn carpeting type plants will not grow with this low stock lighting and no CO2. Well, we're going to see. I'm going to put it to the test since the rest of my plants seem to be doing pretty good, although most of them are low maintenance ones. Other than that, we've got 12 beautiful neon tetras in here now. I've got the 7, I think it is, or 6 or 7 of my white clouds. There's one of them. I've got a couple of bloodfin tetras left. They're quite beautiful, but I don't think they're going to live much longer. There's only 3 of them. They're fighting with each other a lot, and my local stores do not sell them enough to where I can up their numbers anytime soon. I have the 2 larger catfish. My little pepper catfish just took off. And there's 4 little baby ones in here, 2 albinos and 2 green catfish. They're the new additions. And then I've got my beautiful, let's see if we can get them on here, my cherry barbs. There is one of the males. Let's get that beautiful red to him. And then, of course, you've seen Mr. Captain America, my beautiful beta. He is just quite the sweetheart. He likes to come over for attention and be petted through the glass. And anytime I'm working with the tank, he's like right there, like he's asking me what I'm doing with the tank. Of course, the dinosaurs here, they are an addition thanks to my children. My daughter first saw this dinosaur here, and she wanted that in the tank. She was about 2 years old. So I grabbed some of their other dinosaur toys I've been given, and I just kind of threw them in. We used to have some mystery snails in here. Actually, those are fake snail ones I used to have for my hermit crabs. But this was actually a real snail. When it died, I actually just left the shell in there because I thought it was a really pretty decoration, you know. Anyways, that is my 55-gallon tank. I do have something back here. I think this is a Java fern, and it started off maybe an inch tall, and it is finally starting to grow in this tank too. And whoa, hi Jake, or Captain, goodness, he is right in front of me. And then I do have one of my lily or eponygynous, whatever you call them, plants that is starting to pop up there for the spring. So, we're going to see just what plants actually will survive in this tank, but most of mine have been doing really well. I do let one Anubis up here, or 2, I think. They float, and they are doing very, very good. I actually kind of have them tangled into the lining there, and that is for any of the fish that want to hide up there, especially for my captain. He likes to hide in bushy stuff. So yeah, basically, oh, and I do have the moss ball here that I've had that forever. I tore it apart and just kind of placed it over my driftwood and whatnot. It just kind of made a nice little natural moss there. It doesn't really do a whole lot for the tank, but I figured my catfish kind of like it. Somewhere in here I do have a bristle-nosed catfish, and he is my algae eater. I don't know where he's at, and I think he likes to snack on that, and that's fine. He can have it. Anyways, yeah, this is just kind of my proof that, you know, you can just use simple play sand. Of course, I washed it really well when I first put it in. You can use just simple stock lighting, and you will get a beautiful planted tank. You do have to keep up on it. You do need to trim plants occasionally. Things do grow slower, so it's not going to pop up overnight, but it's kind of nice that I don't have to maintain it constantly, you know. But it looks good. The fish are happy. I do not have to do much with water changes. My water parameters stay very, very good, very healthy. I rarely lose a fish. Usually when I do, it's because of their age, or like I said, because my 3 blood fins are fighting. I'm certain of it because they've got little bite marks around them, and I'm certain it comes from them. I've seen them do it. But basically that's it. I've only got 4 fake plants in here. It's the 3 little colored ones together here just because I kind of like them. They're kind of cute. And I do have one back here. It's a nice long one. Again, it's covering up my hoses a little bit, and the fish kind of like to hide in it. I think once this little onion plant takes off, if it does, and I hear that this Caginus actually can get pretty tall sometimes. Once those get taller and maybe my Bacoba start taking over and getting taller, I will have them in the back to cover up things like the filters. Oh, and I do have 2 filters on the back. This one came with the tank, and I think it is the top fin. It's a pain in the butt. It doesn't run very well. But this is my baby. This is my Aqua Clear that I bought. It was a good, expensive filter, and it'll last for years. And, of course, the heater. You always have to have a heater for tropical fish. I keep mine about 77, 78 degrees. I found out that is the perfect temperature to keep everybody happy, to keep plants growing well, fish are doing well. I don't have diseases running rampant, and they don't get so cold that they get sluggish, and they don't get too warm that they get sluggish for the fish. So it seems to be just the perfect temperature, that 77, 78. I will update this as things go, and we'll see how the grasses do and see if they will eventually take over and carpet. I will trim them back after they've had time to plant in better. I understand that works better. You don't plant them in a large clump, you break them up, and you trim them after they have had a chance to get some good rooting in, which I got to replant a couple of them this morning. I noticed that about 3 of them got popped up, probably because of my little catfish there. She likes to root at stuff, so that's what makes it difficult with planting anything delicate that my catfish will tear up. Anyways, I will check back with you maybe in about a month and see how things are doing.